This is Tuesday, June 3rd. There are 50 days until San Diego Comic-Con 2025. Welcome to SDConCast, the official podcast of the San Diego Comic-Con unofficial blog.
VANUHTEE go. Oh my god, I love LiveJournal, and my LiveJournal loves me. Current mood is hyperactive, current music, refuse 73. I love the color scheme, it's pink and purple, it looks dreamy.
Well, hello, everybody. I am your host, James Riley, and joining me on the podcast, as always, Carrie Dixon.
Hey, guys. Thanks so much for joining us.
And also joining us this evening, the outside Comic-Con herself, Kim Twombly.
Hello. Thanks for having me. Great to see you guys.
Good to see you, Kim. And joining us, our special guest this evening is the owner of the Cat Cafe in San Diego, Tony Wang.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. Happy to talk all about cats with you guys.
Awesome. All right. So, everyone, welcome to SDConCast. We'll take your comments and questions during the show. You can tweet us at SD_comic_con. We'll also be keeping an eye on the YouTube live chat if you wish to comment there. But let's get talking to Tony. And Carrie, why don't you kick it off?
Well, first of all, Tony, thank you so much for joining us. We're very excited to have you on. The Cat Cafe is one of our favorite places at Comic-Con, and we know a lot of our listeners love it too. But for anyone who is not familiar with the Cat Cafe, why don't you just start at the beginning? How did the Cat Cafe come into being?
Well, it was just kind of one of those things that happened. You just never know where an idea is going to come from. At the time, I was just kind of cruising through, I think it was on Huffington Post. There was an article about a cat cafe in Paris. And they were talking about how they had waiting lists of months to get a reservation there. So I was working for a software company at the time, selling software. After in about 9 months, they told me, well, now that you've built your platform, your prospects up in this software we told you to sell, we want you to sell a different iteration. So it's just kind of like, well, guys, I keep building the pipeline up, but you never let me take it to close. So at that point, exited the company, started working on the business. That was in 2015, and here we are over 10 years later.
Have you always loved cats?
I've always loved animals. Grew up with dogs. Really didn't think too much of cats either way, positive or negative. But then my sister got a cat, and when she was away, I had to cat sit, and I was kind of like, whoa, this animal is actually kind of interesting. So that was in the mid 90s, and I've had cats ever since, because I decided to adopt one on my own, and after that, there's always been a feline in the family.
Well, that's nice. So, for those who haven't visited, what makes the Cat Cafe different than your average coffee shop / animal shelter?
Sure. I like to think we take the best parts of both of those. One of the things about shelters, and they do wonderful work. I don't want anybody to think I'm putting down shelters and saying they're bad, but there are restrictions, and they have the animals in cages and small areas. So it's not like a home-like environment. So what we try to do from the animal perspective is we try to have the animals kind of free roaming. We have an 800 square foot space. We have up to a dozen cats roaming around in there. During Comic-Con, we almost certainly will have the full dozen cats there. And then on the coffee shop side, well, everybody knows what a coffee shop's like. People will be lining up at the Starbucks at the convention center. Just a quick little tip. If you want handmade coffee from local sources, you can walk to us and be back with your coffee before you get to the front of the line at the Starbucks there. You don't even have to walk that fast, because that line, I've seen it, it's 20, 30 minutes. We're about a 5, maybe 7-minute walk away. So you can come see us, you can get your coffee, and you will still not have been at the front of the line at that Starbucks there. So that's just kind of a little heads up on it.
I can confirm the coffee is delicious and amazing there. Love
Yeah,
it.
we've had staff that's been with us. The folks you'll see at Comic-Con, they've been with us for a minimum of 8 years at this point. So, certainly grateful that they've been with us for as long as they have, and it's also a point of pride. In the service industry, you churn employees in and out of here quickly. We're fortunate that we've been able to keep them for as long as we have. And I have a cat that's looking.
Can have a visitor. Hooray.
Yeah, cause some mischief. Come on, Jimmy.
Extra special guest on the podcast.
Well, what's really neat about their space is they've got all the cats are available for adoption, or most of them. Most of them.
Yeah, this is JC. JC is one of the cats who is not available for adoption. You can see she loves being on camera so much. She will be there. We also have another Bengal cat named Leo who will be there. And JC is 16 years old. Leo is 15. JC had about a cancer that we had treated. You do see some scarring on the left side of her face because of that.
So a big part of your space is about the cats that are adoptable. Can you tell us more about how that works and why the organizations that you choose to partner with?
Yes, our partner for the animals is an organization called the Rescue House. They've been around in San Diego County since the late 90s, and I believe they've sent about 20,000 cats to good homes. We did work with San Diego Humane Society. They're great partners. We enjoyed working with them. The difference and the reason we had to break off our partnership was because we were sending cats home too quickly for them to keep up. So you can't have a cat cafe without cats, right? And unfortunately, they were not able to keep up because it's not every cat that can be here. A lot of cats, as anybody would know who's had one, they kind of want to hide underneath the shelves, or they want to crawl under the bed as soon as somebody walks into the home. We need cats that aren't like that, who are going to want to hang out with their visitors, because otherwise, what's the point, right? So given that, it does take down the number of animals that can come here significantly. And because of that, we just kind of had to enter a partnership with Humane Society, and the Rescue House has a more involved adoption process, so that does slow things down a little bit. And they're all volunteers, so the volunteers have to be able to coordinate their schedules with the adopters. So that does slow things down a little bit and makes it more feasible for us to keep animals here.
What is like the average time span that a cat comes into your place and then leaves adopted?
It really varies, and so it's kind of, we average 1 or 2 adoptions a week. But some cats that you think are going to come in here and be out the door in a week, they're here for months. And some of the ones that you think are going to take a long time to get adopted, they go quickly. So you just never know. I think we had a 12-year-old cat that was here, and I kind of figured, okay, this cat's going to be here for a long time. But as it turns out, there was somebody who that cat reminded them of the older cat that they had lost, and so they were very quick to adopt them.
That makes sense. Can you speak a little bit about what sort of care the cats receive while they're there?
Sure. One of the things that we are really strict on is we want to make sure that the animals are well taken care of. It's good for business. It's also the right thing to do. So you have those two things kind of meeting up. There will be kitty colds. There will be little nasal discharges and maybe some eye discharges. It happens from time to time, just like you or I would get a cold. It's really not a big deal. For cats, it looks a lot worse than it actually is. So we get those, and we'll leave the animals out, let them interact with people. And if people have a question about that, we just explain it. But if there's something where they need to be isolated or given medication, then we'll just kind of move them off into the little isolation area that we have. We call it the retreat. There's a kennel there. We'll isolate the animal, treat them there. And if it's not something we can treat here, then the rescue house will take them back and move them into a foster home, get them to a vet, do whatever is necessary to make sure everything works. And here comes JC again. And I don't want her disconnecting the computer. So this is JC, one of the two resident cats we have here. So, but as you can tell, just based on what I told you about JC, we definitely care about their well-being. You can't say you're into animal welfare and looking to help animals if you don't take care of them.
Absolutely.
JC?
Well, I loved when I was there, you had some acrobats up in your tall tower that were doing jumps that I didn't know cats could do. But do you have any cats there at the cafe that steal the show like that a lot? Or
yeah, one of the funny things is you might think JC, because she's 16 years old, is not willing to do those crazy things, but she's often the one that's up in the top of the tree, that 8-foot tall palm tree that you're talking about. Now, she doesn't do as much as she used to when she was 7 or 8, and she doesn't. And when she hops down, she has to kind of think about things a little bit, because she's probably thinking to herself, she's like a 95-year-old. She's like a 90-year-old human at this point. So she's probably thinking to herself, "Ow, my arthritis! I shouldn't have done that." But the fact that she's still capable of doing that at 16 is pretty impressive. Again, she's like a 90-year-old human. So for her to be able to do that is a lot of fun. Lately, we've gotten what I call pipe inspectors. Because of the design of the place, we do have exposed pipes. And some of those pipes are wide enough for cats like Leo to cruise around. And Leo is our other resident cat. He's 15 years old. He's a more traditionally colored Bengal cat. That's never, hopping up on those things has never been his thing, but he'll be here for sure.
So speaking of the ones who are adopted, are there any adoption stories that have really stood out and stuck with you over time?
One of them you guys may have seen last year, right around Comic-Con. His name was Stubby, and he was, I think, an 8 or 9-year-old cat who had all the scars of a life on the street. He got his name Stubby because he lost his tail fighting off a coyote. And so, we were joking with all the visitors while Stubby was here that he absolutely had his voiceover. There's no person that can do it other than Sam Elliott, because Stubby and his mind is kind of like, let me tell you about the time I tussled with a coyote. Thought it might be over for old Stubbs, but I fought him off. You just know it has to be that voice. He had a cauliflower ear, missing his tail, but he was kind of like almost like the sheriff. Sometimes cats argue with each other just like you would if you had 12 roommates. And Stubby would always just hop on down and walk right in between the two arguing cats, and it would stop. It was the funniest thing. It's just like, Stubbs, what are you doing, man? And he was really good with that.
Very nice. And he got adopted then?
He did. He got adopted in September, and it's always a little. Well, some cats more than others. Some cats, we love them; they're great, but we're kind of glad when they go because they're kind of a pain. They'll try to sample people's drinks, or they'll try to eat their food, or whatever. So we love them, but we're glad they're gone. But like cats like Stubby, they, when they go home, we're glad they got a home, but we're also a little sad because it means we won't see them anymore. So
for sure. So I want to shift gears a little bit here. We are obviously excited about Comic-Con,
Yes.
and Comic-Con I know is a big deal for you guys as well. So
Absolutely.
Walk me through, like, how is Comic-Con week different at the cafe for you guys than a normal week?
Okay. One of the things is we during the week, even in the summer months where it's busy, we typically don't sell out. You could probably show up like the week before Comic-Con, even on the 4th of July week. You could probably come on in here, say 1:00 on a Wednesday or Thursday, and we could probably find a way to get you in. We may not be able to get you in right away, but we're not telling you, hey, we're fully booked, we can't accommodate you. That happens on weekends, but even in the summer, it doesn't happen during the week. During the week of Comic-Con, I'm just going to put it out there for you guys, for your audience, everybody listening. If you want to come and visit us, make a reservation in advance, because it is extremely unlikely that if you show up on the day of the event, we'll have any space left for you. And if you do, it'll be you showing up at 10 o'clock and us having one spot left at 2 or something like that. So just do yourself a favor, book in advance. It's a lot less stressful. You'll be getting in. The other thing is we have done activations in the past. We had Paramount Plus with Pet Cemetery. Last year we had Lions and Tigers and Bears come down and kind of like highlight their venue. And they're a great venue. If you're driving here, definitely check them out. They're in the North County in Alpine, but they are really cool. They have like rescue exotic animals. So they have big cats, and obviously, you can't get as close to them as you can with our animals, because our animals won't rip your arm off if they get mad. But it's a lot of fun.
So I want to go back to something you just said. You said that you guys partnered with Paramount Plus?
Yes.
I don't remember this.
It was just the Pet Cemetery setup that they had, and we were kind of and they were kind of just like I believe it was a QR code to scan for more information. They also had like after we were closed, like at 6 p.m. or something, they had like a march through the Gaslamp where they took everybody around, that kind of thing. It was a really cool setup. And what's fascinating to me is if you came by and saw it, you would have think it would have taken days for them to set it up. It took them about couple hours tops. They're got here
so fast.
I know, it's incredible. It took them a couple hours, and so I don't know if we have any activations now. They probably wouldn't let me talk about them.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And that was the sunflower people. If you remember the sunflower people, Carrie, that
yes,
was Plus.
Yes,
and that was also the year you won the uBlog Medal of Honor, whatever we were giving out. So
that was definitely a highlight of that Comic-Con, more so than I mean, it's always great to have folks like Paramount Plus come by, but getting an honor from one of folks like yourself who live in the area and everything, that was really cool.
Well, and it's also because you were hosting, and I don't remember, it was like an alien that looked like a turkey on a platter. You were hosting the activation people as well as the setup for Paramount Plus. That you were making someone else, another activation team, their home base. So taking care of a bunch of people at once. So that was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And then I think we first go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, I think I first visited, it was your old location, but when you were involved with the Mr. Robot experience in 2017, they were giving out E-Corp cards where people could get a free drink. So that's when I first came across. Well, I think I knew about you before, but that was when I first got to visit, and that was pretty great.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We were literally running out of the things to give away because they told us a certain number of people, and we set things up for that certain number of people with our vendors, and when they went way over, things did not work out so well. But we were able to substitute things and get everything taken care of. So that was something we were really happy about. One of the things which I can tell you about is number one, we work pretty closely with Amy Chu, and she is going to.
We love Amy.
Yeah, she's going to be. Oh, we got ourselves a little calico there.
My visitor cat.
Yeah, so Amy is going to be. Well, first of all, she's trying to get a panel about cats and comics. So that should be a lot of fun if she's able to get that on there. And then also, the details aren't finalized yet, but we'll probably have something where some artists come here, just kind of hang out on preview night, and then we all walk over to the convention center after that to just see what they've got going on.
We love that. Anything that like extends Comic-Con into the Gaslamp, we're all for.
Yeah, and it's a huge event. It's a way for us to show off our city for what it is. Everybody thinks beaches and craft beer, but it's a lot of fun to show people, hey, there's a lot more to San Diego than just beaches and craft beer. We're obviously very proud of that. But to show them other sides of the city is great as well.
Absolutely. So on that note, I want to talk a little bit about, obviously San Diego Comic-Con is huge for tourism in San Diego in general, but for a small independent business in the Gaslamp, how does it impact you guys?
Sure. They say that like Black Friday is kind of like the day. I don't think it's true anymore, but they used to say that Black Friday is where all the retail stores go from into red to into black. And it's not quite like that for us, but it is like July has 5 weeks instead of 4 for us.
Yeah.
So July is a busy time for us, so there's no question that we would be busy, but it's like you threw an extra week in there as far as business and revenue. And these days, I don't have to tell you, you're familiar with the challenges small businesses are facing. As an example for us, we don't know what the price of some of our mugs are going to be, because we don't know what the tariffs are going to be on those. They do come in from China. And then after they come, and then we don't know whether our vendors are going to pass the cost on to us. We're kind of expecting it, but so, if a $13 mug has to go up to $22 because of tariffs, you're probably not going to buy it. So that hurts us. So having this 5th week of revenue coming in, that's critical for us. It's make or break for businesses that are kind of flirting with things, are kind of on the edge. And then for businesses like ours, it enables us to do things, to spend the money to make the experience better for folks like yourself and folks who are visiting for Comic-Con.
So you talked about having the activations that used your space, but have you ever considered having a Comic-Con exclusive of your own, like a fandom themed drink, or as you said, like you get mugs, maybe doing an exclusive mug just for Comic-Con?
Yeah, we do have some Comic-Con themed merchandise, like working with Amy Chu. There's the woman who drew her graphic novels, who did the artwork. When Avengers Endgame came out, we did have her kind of like do a themed T-shirt where the cats were the superheroes. So we had two black cats, Black Panther and Shuri, I think. I don't know, was what they decided they were. A cat that's Thor, a cat that's Captain Marvel, and Iron Man, and Captain America. So we do have that shirt. We've kept it. It was really popular. It was going to be a Comic-Con exclusive, but what is it? Is it 5 years now? 6 years after the movie? Still popular. So that's a year-round thing, but we look to introduce things like that during Comic-Con, just like some merchandise that folks can take with them. That's a little different, but we have to be careful with the IP because obviously we can't steal the Comic-Con logo and slap it on a T-shirt and say Comic-Con 2025 exclusive. So we have to be cautious with the IP. So we have to figure out a way to do that. If anybody's got suggestions, please share them, we're open to it. That's one of the cool things about a small business is it doesn't have to go up 15 levels into bureaucracy. If we think it's cool, we'll implement it.
So Tony, for listeners coming to Comic-Con this year, what is the best way for them to visit?
I mentioned earlier, book a reservation. Definitely book that reservation. We are going to be pretty much full all day. It's up now on our website. You can book for that. And some people like the concept of a cat cafe, like the idea of being able to get, support animal welfare, but they're allergic or something like that. I would say come on in. Grab some coffee, look through the windows, take a little break, enjoy air conditioning that actually keeps you cool. All due respect to the convention center, but I don't think they're quite up to having 130,000 of their best friends in there and keeping everybody cool. So those would be my recommendations. Just book early to make sure that you get the time that you're interested in. And just swing over if you don't want to go into the cat room, you can see what we're all about.
And you don't need a reservation just to come in and get coffee.
You absolutely do not.
Perfect. Well, Tony, thank you so much for joining us. And if anybody has not already reserved their spot, make sure that you head to the Cat Cafe website.
Yes, absolutely. It's catcafesd.com. Really appreciate you guys having me on here. And how many days did you say it was? 90 days?
No. Oh my God. 50.
Oh, no.
50.
50. Yeah. Oh, geez. Right around the corner. It's June already. Can't believe it. But looking forward to seeing you guys once again. And looking forward to seeing all the folks visit us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much again, Tony, and we will see you at Comic-Con.
All right. Take care, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we are going to stay on and do the news.
And we have a pretty good amount, right?
We do. Yes. We've been doing this now for a couple of weeks, and this is the first week that we had quite a bit of news. I think it's because I left town. It just snowballed from there. So we are going to start with, though, it is now June, which means we can officially say that Comic-Con is next month. So if you are wondering what sort of news we will be getting this month, we have a post about normal release dates for things, who we expect to get exclusive announcements from this month, etc. So you can check that out on the site. And then let's get some bad news out of the way.
Yeah, give it to me, right?
Yep.
We have some bad news in the fact that Marvel Studios is skipping Hall H this year. Now, let's not all panic. This doesn't mean they're never coming back. This is just this year. They have skipped years in the past. With things getting pushed back, Avengers Doomsday is pushed back. It just feels like there's nothing for them to bring that would be, something to show off for coming in the near future, like they usually do. But they said that they will still have a major presence with panels for comics, games, and more, an immersive booth focused on the release of Fantastic Four. And according to the Hollywood Reporter, there are reports that there could be some surprises in store concerning the Fantastic Four.
I think we all know what that means. I mean, the very heavy speculation is that this means we'll get a screening of Fantastic Four, because everyone seemed very clear that like this was not like they are skipping their big Saturday night Hall H presentation. Like it was very clear that it was Saturday night. So that certainly opens the door again for like a Thursday screening.
Yes. I mean, all of the different news reports have been like, look at this thing that's going to happen that we can't tell you. That is all obvious that this thing is going to happen.
Correct. So I will be very surprised if we do not get a screening. So don't fear that like there will be nothing from Marvel this year just yet.
And I'd love to see another drone show. That was amazing.
That was super cool.
All right. Next news is we have our first trolley wrap in the past week, which is very early, about a week early from last year, which was Demon Slayer for their new movie that's coming out in September. So very exciting to go see that. And we expect many more to come out. So
yes,
keep an eye on the website.
And you went and got those photos yourself.
Went running to the train.
Very nice. Very nice. Yes, we expect plenty more MTS trolley wraps to come. We love the trolley wraps. Peacemaker, it looks like, is heading to Comic-Con. Entertainment Weekly said basically that we will get a look at the new season 2 dance number at Comic-Con in July, and John Cena promised it would be worth the wait. There was a little bit of confusion because James Gunn answered a question over on Threads that was like, the panel, somebody asked like who will be on the panel at Comic-Con, and he responded like it'll just be me and John Cena. But then he was like, oh no, never mind. I thought we were referring to CCXP, which is like the Mexican Comic-Con that he was at over the weekend. So there was definitely some confusion around that, but in the end, like I think all that probably means is just the Comic-Con panel will hopefully have more people. So it sounds like it's
got
coming.
a little bit of news about Dragon Prince over on Blue Sky. Eugene Ramos, one of the co-creators, series writer, says that he's out of the loop, but Aaron and Justin, that's co-creators Aaron Asaz and Justin Richmond, will be hosting a panel at San Diego Comic-Con to discuss the future of the show. So that means we could be getting news about the upcoming season 8, possibly. I know they've had a pretty good presence there over the years, so I would expect them to continue doing that.
I'm not sure that they've ever missed a year, and I know that there are quite a few fans who love them at the convention. It's not confirmation, but we did get some hints that Percy Jackson could be heading to Comic-Con. An older interview from Disney surfaced in which a couple of the series stars were talking about when we would get a look at the second season, which is coming out in December. And the actors said to look out for it at Comic-Con, like July, which certainly sounds like it is very possible that it could be heading to Comic-Con. In other news, if you are looking to make some extra cash at the convention, or if you don't have a badge yet or know somebody who does not, Symbiote Studios is currently seeking help for the convention. They're paying $20 an hour. You do have to work 4 to 5 hours per day, but you get a badge for all 4.5 days of the con, some money, you get free merch from the booth, and they're cool people. So if you're interested in that, make sure that you go check out the site with instructions and send in your info.
I might actually do that. Sounds fun. Has-Been Hotel fans were excited with confirmation from the show's creator, Vivian Madrano, that the show would be back at SDCC. I know the panel last year was super late, but it was my introduction to the show, which is good stuff. So I know people are excited about that.
Yes. And I will say, so a lot of the cast was scheduled or is scheduled to be at GalaxyCon Raleigh that same weekend. But since the creator posted this, 2 of them, and possibly more, I haven't looked, have said, like, actually, whoops, never mind. I'm not going to be there all 4 days. I'll just be there Saturday, Sunday. So it sounds like they may be adjusting their GalaxyCon schedules to potentially be at the convention on Thursday or Friday. So hopefully that means fans get some cast.
All right, and we wanted to point out a couple of folks who have commissions for art to be done by them for you. Just some specific ones because they have some requirements that are maybe a little more specific and different than usual. And the first one we're going to talk about is comic book artist Todd Knock. He will be opening his commission list closer to the con. There will be prerequisites, which of course one of them is you have to be attending Comic-Con, and the other is you mostly must be an attendee because he is only going to allow 1 exhibitor per day to get a commission. So you have to get on the list every day. The day before, he will put out a code word on his website at 8 p.m. and then you have to send an email with that code word to get on the next day's list. So in the subject of the email, you have some, and in the email itself, you have all these things that are very specific to what is requested. There's the price list on the site. We have a page just for Todd Knox, so you can go and look at all the requirements to make sure that if you want a commission from him, you know everything you need to do and you're ready to go when his commission opens.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of commissions, Stan Sakai and Julie Sakai opened up their commission list. It's not quite as involved as Todd's, but they are taking requests through June 30th. You basically submit your idea, and then if they decide to do it, they'll let you know. But they also have some pretty specific requirements for how to request it, and you can check out the options and the pricing and how to submit it all up on our site. We did also want to mention that Ace Parking sent out confirmation emails for which group you're in. So you were either placed in Group 1, which will take place this upcoming Monday for their sale, Group 2, which will be the following Monday, or if you got no email, you will unfortunately have to wait till the public sale, which will be June 23rd at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And we posted all of the prices and the lots and all of that up on our site. We have gotten a couple of questions lately about like, well, which lot is the best? I mean, the best lot is really like the one that makes the most sense to you. But the 2 most popular ones are for sure the Convention Center and the Hilton Bayfront because they're the 2 closest. And Kim, do you maybe want to speak a little bit about how you get into the Bayfront lot these days?
Yeah, that's a good location if you're coming from East County or South County, because you can just kind of sneak in the back way up Harbor Drive because you won't be able to turn left. Basically, you still have to turn right, but it's 2 minutes to the freeway to 5. So that's definitely very convenient and kind of a way to avoid any downtown traffic, Gaslamp traffic. I chose the Convention Center, so we'll see how it goes. But I think either one's good.
Yes, but yeah, those are the 2 most popular. I will say, I think both were actually available very briefly during the public sale last year. So if you did not get an email, don't fear. Just be ready to hop on it. And they did utilize Qit for the exhibitor parking sale this week. So I'm assuming that they will probably use it for the attendee one as well. We had that question as well. And then in other news, Hulu and Disney Plus are giving away a trip to Comic-Con. It includes 4-day badges with preview night, round-trip airfare, hotel accommodations, ground transportation. What it does not include is a special experience at the Marvel booth. It was originally announced that it did, but they had that on their site in one place by accident. So that is no longer part of it. But if you are a Hulu subscriber or a Disney Plus subscriber, you could enter on their respective sites. We've got links to those. Or if you are a subscriber to neither of those, there is, of course, the ever popular mail-in option. So that kind of does it for the main news. On to offsites.
So we've got finally something Barbie coming into town. It's opening.
How many years late?
It's fine. I didn't realize it was kind of officially from Mattel, but Bucket Listers is bringing a pop-up. I think it's kind of moving around the country. If I might be wrong, but
it has.
Yeah. Okay. So Malibu Barbie Cafe, it's going to be kind of up near the airport, a little distance away, but opening early July 11th, and what is the Bayside Kitchen and Bar. Looks like a mini roller. We got some of their prep photos. Mini roller rink, Barbie, just tastic everything. Probably photo ops and things. And I think pricing was still to be announced, but the information is on our website.
Yes, and tickets should be going up at some point here later this month. So, in very different kind of news.
Very different.
We've got like the two polar opposites here, yeah.
G.I. Joe's Cold Slither is taking the stage. Now, you may be asking, who is Cold Slither? It is a heavy metal band that was in the G.I. Joe cartoon, a fake band, but guess what? It's real now. 40 years later. So, Cold Slither will be performing for one night only on Thursday the 24th at 9 p.m. at Brick by Brick. Doors open at 8. It's one night only. Tickets are available now. Event is 21 plus with a capacity of 450. Tickets are $42.66. Cold Slither they're supposed to be G.I. Joe characters. So these heavy metal veterans, Gus Rios as Zartan, Ross Sewage as Torch, Matt Harvey as Ripper, and Andy Selway as Buzzer will all be performing. They have an album coming out, like a full album, which will be debuting the next day at Comic-Con, where there'll be some exclusives. There will be exclusives at the show that are different than the exclusives at the con, like T-shirts, CDs, LPs, pin sets, all kinds of stuff. There will be some exclusives we'll go over in a bit during the exclusive section for what exclusives you can get at the show. But I just want to take a moment and ask the question, how did this conversation get started?
I think someone over there is a big G.I. Joe and Cold Slither fan.
And I'm assuming that I watched the cartoon, of course, but I don't remember this really at all. And I also am assuming that the band wasn't in more than a few episodes at most out of the 5 years this show was on. How does that conversation start? We're like, hey guys, let's all get together and write some Cobra songs. And then let's be that band that was in the cartoon.
It is pretty wild. I do want to mention though that Brick by Brick is not really that close. It's like a 15-minute drive. So if you are super excited about this, I would probably plan on doing a ride share. But this is for sure probably the most wild thing that's been announced so far.
Yeah, Iron Soul, I don't think anyone saw this coming. They were in one episode.
I'm telling you, someone at Hasbro is a huge fan.
It's crazy to me. It's crazy. But anyway, there's 11 songs on the album. I'm sure it's some pretty rockin' heavy metal. So, if it's your thing, man, this probably is going to be a blast.
I agree. It does sound fun.
Okay. Why don't you fill some time because I forgot to load the slide. So give me just a second.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's look at some comments. Iron Soul says 6 and K is the best parking lot. And then a lot of you are super into this Cold Slither news.
Why wouldn't you be?
Yeah, why wouldn't you be?
I need to see it.
You need to see what?
The episode, sorry. G.I. Joe.
Yes. Yes.
Because I also have no memory of this. Gem, I remember. Cold Slither, no.
I mean, it's one episode in G.I. Joe. One.
I love it.
I'm telling you, someone was a huge fan. I feel honestly like this is akin to the Taco Bell like marketing manager being a huge Demolition Man fan and being like, you know, it would be cool.
And the songs are all themed to Cobra stuff and G.I. Joe stuff. It's like someone sat down and wrote songs. Like,
yep.
Someone was indeed a fan, because you don't write songs about these things unless you know what's happening.
Are they singing the theme song? Is a theme song on there, or no? It's just Cold.
It's like
they have a song in the show called Cold Slither that is on there, but then they've like written like
all
new songs.
Amazing.
Yeah.
There's like 10 or 11 songs. It's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, I got them ready.
All right, so to continue with the G.I. Joe talk, let's take a look at these exclusives, James. So as he mentioned, the regular version will be dropping on Friday, July 25th, and you can actually pre-order it now, but there will be 2 exclusives at Comic-Con. You can pick up an exclusive vinyl Zartan Chameleon Blue at the Hasbro booth variant, or a Blood Moon Red variant at Raining Phoenix Music's booth. And then it's not on here, but we had previously shown off like the set of Cold Slither, like they have action figures for Cold Slither. So yeah, that will also be there. It's just Cold Slither everywhere.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
That cover is amazing too.
It is, yeah. Like it actually, like all this is really well made.
Yeah.
It's just wild.
All right, we've got stuff from NECA as usual. We've got here the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon version Sewer Surfing Turtles 7-inch scale action figure 4-pack. This will be coming, of course, in the usual methods for NECA. I actually
They'll be doing a pre-order from June 18th. They'll be doing a pre-order from June 18th to June 20th.
Yeah, that's what they usually do. They do the pre-orders. If you want to get them, they mail them to you, and then they also have them available at the show for pickup. I don't think the pre-orders on the website though. That is no show pickup, right? It's just for mail.
Correct. If you pre-order, it's for shipping. If you want to like pick it up at the convention, you are heading straight to that booth to like buy it there.
And I didn't put the picture in there, but they also have Tiki Terror, a 6-inch clothed action figure, joins the Ben Cooper Costume Kids collection. That one, I am not seeing a price, but that is another item that will be available during the pre-sale and at Comic-Con.
Yeah, I haven't seen prices yet on any of these, but we should know by the 18th. So there's that.
Have they done that retro Halloween style before, or is that new for them? Do you remember?
I think so. I mean, it said that it joins the Ben Cooper Costume Kids collection, so I'm like, surely there's a collection of these.
I will do some research.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, it's basically like toys inspired from like 1950s to 1980s, like Halloween costume kind of stuff. It is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know Sean was really excited about it on our team.
So next we have Moose Toys bringing Bluey for the first time, and I believe they have 2 booths.
They do.
I think we recall last year there was a Mr. Beats activation that kind of came and went really fast, but one of their booths will have some of the new Mr. Beast, what is it called? Labs toys. Limited edition, and the digital circus, I haven't seen that before. Those look pretty cool. That is a 10-inch Bluey for the other Bluey fans like me. I think that might have to be purchased. And then more Ninja Turtles. How could you go wrong?
Absolutely. I gave you this one because it had Bluey.
I figured as much. I know nothing about anything though. But there's the Mr. Beast Labs, and Scrolling fast to read.
It's like
There's just so much
XOX
stuff.
Queenie.
Oh, well,
a
Boba,
stuff.
Queenie, XOX, Queenie,
Yes.
and more Mr. Beast. But I think the neat thing is the 2 booths for them.
Yeah,
That's
there's
pretty
2
neat.
booths for them, and then if you're into the Mr. Beast Lab stuff, they're limited sets, but there's actually like some ultra rare variants of them. So like the Alpha Hybrid thing has 10 ultra rare gold hybrid variants, and then the other one has, I think, 10. Okay, I thought it was 30. 10 as well on the Ultimate Panther Battle Titan. So you get a chance to get some chases in there, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, their stuff just looks like it's nicely made. So, yeah. It's Moose Toys. All right, let's move on to Chris Mays, one of our favorite artists. So he has shown off a couple of his pieces this year, starting with, I think this is the 3rd year now that he's done his Geek Summer Camp pin. The new version has a theme of summer aura. So it's got some fun colors on it to represent summer, but it's a 1 1/4 inch enamel pen, which is free with any purchase of $50 or more at his booth. And they do go fast. So head to his booth, pick up your favorite prints. Speaking of his prints, he's shown off 2 so far. He's doing 1 daily and up until his pre-orders. But the first one is MD, which is inspired by Severance. It's $15. It looks like something that would actually be hanging up in the office at Lumen, which is pretty cool. And then inspired by Agatha All Along is The Ballad, which is a 5x5 Geely print. That's only $10, and it's meant to look like an album cover for The Witch's Road. So I know that one got a big response on social today, and they're all really cool. And I've seen the rest of them, and they're amazing, you guys. So get excited.
All right, and the final exclusive we have is from Iron Studios, and this is the Johnny Storm Human Torch Mini-Co figure. This was first unveiled at CCXP. It will only be sold at select events and locations, beginning with Comic-Con 2025. Will be available in limited quantities. We have no information yet on pricing, so we will update it once we have that information.
Yes. And then we did get a question from one of our readers. Carrie asked, any news on the official SDCC merch for the actual con? Not yet, but we have a spreadsheet that has historical dates on it. And it looks like last year those were announced on July 5th, and the year before that, July 10th, and the year before that, July 18th.
So wait a month at least.
Yes, wait about a month. Yeah. All right, and then we don't have a slide, but I did just want to mention that we've been showing off Val Hochberg's newest items for the convention, including her new sticker sets. She did a Gotham Rogues Gallery set, which is super cute. She did a Mass Effect Companions one, which is adorable. She's got some standalone stickers for Robin Hood, and then some new mini prints for Nightcrawler and the Ladies of Gotham. But her prices is all really fair. Her artwork is about as adorable as she is. She's a small press in 12. Make sure you stop by. And her commissions will be opening on Tuesday if you didn't see. So, yeah.
All right.
That about does it.
We've got, if we mentioned it earlier, there is that Hulu Disney Plus contest, but we have also the contest hub up for whenever any other tickets are available in a contest on the site. So you can head there if you are still needing a ticket and want to try your luck.
Absolutely. And then just to go over a couple of quick housekeeping items. If you haven't noticed, we have changed our Attendee of the Week format this year. I think it's really cool, actually, what we're doing. So we're doing a question of the week, and basically anybody and everyone can submit. To submit, you do have to email, can't just reply on social, in with a photo, your response, your name, and your location. But if you do that, we put it all in a post that we post every Friday. And last week's in particular about like people's favorite experiences with celebrities at the convention was so good, you guys. Like, some of them were hysterical. I'm still dying at Ariel and his like fake Tom Cruise that he met. Then like his family like sent him photos and was like, "You were on the news." It's being played. That's funny. To just like heart-wrenching. So it was just really cool, and one of the best things for me about Comic-Con is that like we all go to the same place, but we all have such different experiences, and I think it's been really cool just to kind of like ask a broad question and see the range of responses. So that's been exciting. If you appreciate the work that we do have a Patreon. You can find the link to that over on the sidebar of our site. We are going to do friendship bracelets again. So I really hope you guys join us again in making some of these. We had so much fun trading them with you guys last year. We won't be posting the schedule for the meetups until like right before the convention. I'm sure we'll do one Wednesday night again though, after preview night. But yeah, we hope that you join us in making some friendship bracelets again. And then next week, we will be joined by the fabricators, which means the people who build like the buildings, for some of our favorite offsites over the last few years, including AMC's Streets of Immortality, which was the Interview with the Vampire and Mayfair Witches offsite, and Those About to Die. It's Honey Badger Fabrications, and we will be joined by their CEO and founder, Peter Lugo.
Very cool. All right. I think that's going to wrap it up for today. We will be back next Tuesday and every week leading up to Comic-Con 2025, including our two-part special breaking down the schedule 2 weeks before the convention. So keep an eye out. Every week we'll be here.
Absolutely. And don't forget to sign up for a newsletter, which you can do so in the footer on our site. And I think we will probably actually send the first one out this weekend. So
yeah, because there's enough news this week.
There's finally enough news. Yeah.
All right. Thank you again, everybody, for joining us. Carrie, where can we find more of your work on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Carrie Dixon, if you can spell it. Kim, where can we find more of your work on the internet?
I am outside Comic-Con on Blue Sky and Instagram and even TikTok occasionally. James, where can we find more of your work on the internet?
I am everywhere at Dan Regal, except Twitch and YouTube. I'm the Dan Regal, and I am on the Overexerted Disney Lorcana podcast. If you wish to listen to me yak about a Disney trading card game, thank you to Beth, the producer, for editing the show and getting it into your ears. All the little things that get the podcast done.
We are on iTunes. If you'd like to subscribe, the links are up in the blog, or you can search for SDConCast. If you like what you've heard so far, please review us. We are also on Stitcher Radio and Spotify, and the links are in the show notes.
If you want to get a hold of us, you can send us an email at info@sdccblog.com. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/sdconblog, or tweet us at sd_comic_con. Thank you, everybody, for listening and watching, and go Meow.